Welcome back, everyone, to week 37 of my fragrance rotation series. This is the second week in 2024, and I got some fun fragrances to talk about this week if you're on the hunt for some very easy to wear fragrances that are going to be compliment getting. And really, these are going to be fragrances that are right up my alley. So if you want to know some fragrance recommendations that are my personal favorites, then stick around and let's jump right in. Welcome everyone to the channel. It's Eli with Common Sense. It is great to have you today on this wonderful Sunday afternoon. And to start off with my last week in fragrance, this first fragrance we're talking about is from the house of Afnan, and this is Supremacy Collector's Edition. So this is going to be a twist on that Creed Absolute Aventus DNA. And I did a review up here where you can check more about it in detail. And in that review, I had revealed that this isn't going to be a one-to-one of that fragrance. I feel like it's a little bit more spicy, and it does smell similar to that vibe, but it basically just smells like Creed Aventus with some updated spices and a little bit less of that incensey vibe and more of just like a rich, warm, well-rounded spice to it. So it also has a nice powdery kind of vanillic creamy vibe in this that reminds me of something like Initio's Oud for Greatness Neo, where it's still fresh, it's creamy, and it definitely has that nice woody base to it that gives it a little bit more of a depth. And so this one lasted me all day, and I remember I received a couple compliments from people at work. For some reason, every time I wear this, people love it, and I do too. But that one is Afnan Supremacy Collector's Edition. Now for Tuesday, I wanted something that was going to be fresh and also a little bit spicy. I feel like that was a bit of a theme this past week. This fragrance, my God, is a hidden gem. This is from the house of Kingsgate Fragrances from Atlanta, and this one is Homage 1819. And so once I am done with this bottle, I'm going to get a full-size presentation of this because this juice is phenomenal. It's a homage to the Roja Burlington 1819, and that fragrance in itself is fantastic. It's got a beautiful grapefruit note in there, and it is one of the most refreshing and green, just intriguing openings that I've smelled in a long time. But this captures that DNA very well. It's very tart, rindy, and green, but it also has like a little bit of a cinnamon spiciness in there and some resins in the base. And it really does just transition from a like super citrusy opening to a more easy to wear tiger style of a fragrance, but with a little bit more of like a warmth in there, maybe some ambers and some rich spices. But my God, this stuff smells so fantastic. And every time that I wear this stuff, I feel my mood just getting better, and I'm just obsessed with this juice. You can also use the code Common Sense if you want to check out this fragrance and save a little bit of cash. But again, this one is so criminally underrated, and I'm going to get a full bottle very soon because I've been spraying this like crazy. But that one is Homage 1819 for Tuesday. And then in the afternoon, after a long day of work, it was kind of stressful, but I wanted something to be very sweet, relaxing, and comforting at the end of that long day. And this fragrance is a beautiful fragrance that is going to be more budget friendly. It's like 40 bucks, I want to say. And this one is from Zara, and this one is Sand Desert at Sunset. Now this fragrance was actually created by the same master perfumer who created Angel Share by Killian. So I feel like he definitely nailed that DNA with this style of a fragrance. There's some subtle differences, but to me, I get a very rich, warm cognac, rum, plum vibe in this one. And I feel like it's got that beautiful, rich cinnamon base in there that makes it smell ultra appealing. And honestly, if you have 40 bucks to spend and you're at a Zara store, I would definitely check this one out if they still have it. But that one is Sand Desert at Sunset. Again, a really great alternative to that Angel Share DNA. Now, at our number 4 spot for Thursday, this Dolce & Gabbana fragrance is one of my favorite flankers from the One line, and this one is going to be the One Gray. So the original Dolce & Gabbana, the One, is a wonderful date night fragrance. It's easy to wear, and I feel like this basically takes that nice tobacco, creamy date night fragrance, and it definitely updates it, and it makes it smell more moody, more aquatic, and a little bit more thought-provoking. For whatever reason, whenever I smell this, I think there might even be like a juniper or like a coriander note in here, together where it smells a little bit aquatic, a little bit spicy, and it gives it just a nice, beautiful edge to it that really you can't get with the original one. And I still prefer this style over the original one. It's more powdery, it's kind of musky, and it really does just smell like a moody, gray, overcast day. And I just love wearing this one this spring and in the fall. But yeah, if you're looking for a great flanker, you know, I think you can still pick these up. They're getting harder to find because they are discontinued, but I wanted to pull this one off my shelf because it is just gorgeous, gorgeous stuff for this like spring, winter season. So this one's great, and that one's Dolce Gabbana, the One Gray. Now, next up on Thursday at our number 5 spot, if you're looking for an affordable fragrance around the $20 mark that is going to last maybe 10, 12 hours, if not more, on your clothing, this stuff is really great. This one is Lattafa All Noble Ameer, and this is going to get you similar vibes to that Resendo Mateo number 5, where it's that ambery, floral, really creamy, comforting vibe that kind of reminds me of Tom Ford Eau de Ombre Leather, the new flanker that came out. Those two smell very similar, but this fragrance basically captures that style where it's like a creamy leather, beautiful, sweet, vanillic, lactonic vibe with a beautiful amber and musk in there. I feel like this has a little bit of a clove spice, so it smells more fall and winter appropriate, but I think that musk really does come out after about that like 6-7 hour mark, and you can smell it trailing off of your clothes. And I remember just walking around at work and thinking, my God, I still smell this stuff even though it's been like 8 hours since I originally sprayed it. But a really great cheapie. It's been out for a while, but if you haven't picked this one up in your collection, I'd highly recommend getting this one, and that one's Lattafa All Noble Ameer. Now for Friday, oh, this fragrance shocked me. I forgot how amazing this stuff smelled, and it's sometimes a fun thing when you forget about a fragrance and you pick it up off of your shelf or off your counter and you're like, I wonder if this one still lives up to the hype that it had like last year when it came out. And oh my God, this stuff did. Acqua Profondo Parfum. You definitely have that beautiful mandarin citrusy opening in the original Acqua Profondo, and when you compare them side by side, there are some differences. I feel like the original Acqua Profondo is a great, easy to wear blue summer fragrance. I feel like it's a little bit more metallic, kind of oceanic, and this one, I feel like it rounds everything out and it cuts back a little bit on some of the more rough edges of that one, where that one's a little more salty, and this one definitely just fills in those cracks and just kind of scratches my brain in a spot that I really need it scratched. But it's deep, it's rich, it's warm, aquatic, and it just smells like a nice hot blue fragrance, and it's got some spiciness to it for sure, but I think the mandarin and some of those other citrusy, just beautiful rich notes in the opening make this so interesting. And honestly, this is a compliment beast. I did about probably 6 sprays of this stuff over my clothes and on my jacket at the time, and once it did warm up a little bit in the afternoon, it was projecting like crazy. This one is really good if you hadn't smelled it, and I would suggest going to like a Macy's or Sephora to check it out. But that one is Acqua Profondo Parfum. Now yesterday I was super excited because I got 2 new fragrances in the mail. I got the brand new Aromatics French Avenue collaboration. Real quickly, just a huge shout out to Neeb over at Aromatics. I absolutely love Neeb's channel, and if you haven't checked it out, go check out Aromatics. He does some amazing fragrance reviews, and I am so happy for you, dude, that you are the first fragrance YouTuber influencer to collaborate with a Middle Eastern supplier company that makes these really high quality fragrances for a great price. So I was super hyped to check this one out. Royal Taboo. My God, this stuff smells really, really good. It is a tobacco, easy to wear fragrance. It's probably one of the most easy to wear tobacco fragrances out there. It's got a nice ambery richness in there. It's kind of powdery and has almost like a slightly sweet lactonic accord in here, and it's going to be very powdery, vanillic, and it's going to definitely be up your alley if you like the style of a fragrance of Dolce Gabbana the One, or maybe like Parfums de Marly Herod. Some people were saying that this is a clone or a dupe of Herod. I don't really see it. It's not a one-to-one. I mean, there may be some similar notes in there, but I feel like this is its own thing. It's a very easy to wear tobacco, and again, it lasts a really long time. But that one is Royal Taboo. In fact, I can kind of still smell it in my hair. I wore it yesterday and got some on my neck, and Yeah, my hair still smells good. And then lastly, a beautiful niche fragrance that just came in the mail as well. I love this fragrance. I think this is a 10 out of 10 fragrance. If you haven't smelled it before, definitely get a decant because it is polarizing. It's not gonna be for everyone, but if you like something that is truly niche, it's not gonna be mass pleasing, it's definitely gonna be up to the interpreter or the wearer, then definitely check out Amouage King Blue. So this fragrance is so fun for me to wear. Like, I just love everything about it because it's so sweet, it's resinous, it's got a very tart kind of fruity note in the opening. I think it was like a raspberry or like a mandarin orange of some sort, but it's very bright, kind of sweet. And as it starts to dry down, you get more of a natural ambroxan, agarwood type of a vibe where it definitely smells kind of funky, animalistic, and it reminds me of like a salty oceanic vibe, but again, with a rich agarwood note in there that is very prominent, and it can smell a little bit urine-like, you know, kind of gives off that barnyard vibe, but that's really only if you stick your nose straight up to it, you know, if you smell it right away. But if you spray it on your clothes and let it sit on, just slowly rise off of your skin, it is a beautiful masterpiece of a fragrance. So if you're curious about truly unique fragrances, then definitely check out Amouage King Blue. So there we have it. Let me know down below some of your fragrances that you've been rocking this week. And honestly, I'm excited because the weather is starting to get a little bit warmer. I'm starting to pull out some of these freshies again, and the sun's peeking out. It's gonna be a good year, you guys. So let me know what you've been wearing and what you're excited to pull out this springtime. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm Eli with Common Sense. Bye-bye.